No dream is going to come to fruition without money. You're gonna need money. Any way you look at it, you're gonna need money. All right. So you might as well go get it because you're gonna need it. Otherwise, the dream is not gonna happen. All right. The vision is not gonna happen. You need money. So how do you need that? How do you get that money? This card again says one must realize that all who have accumulated great fortunes, fortune's not your thing, don't worry about fortunes, whatever is your thing, who have accumulated great fortunes, first did a certain amount of dreaming and then a certain amount of hoping. Hope isn't enough. A certain amount of wishing. Have a wish list. I have one. I have a list that says if anybody ever came to me and said, I have all this money and you have all these dreams, take what you will. Whatever is on your wish list right now. I have a wish list ready. So, but wishing isn't enough. Okay, so it takes great fortunes first did a certain amount of dreaming, hoping, wishing, desiring. Yes, I have desires of my heart, things I want to see happen. Of course I do. But check this out again. And planning. Planning is the hard, tedious work because you've got to think step by step. This planning is when you got to talk to people and sit down and you can tell them whatever and you can tell them whatever it is that your dream is and what your thought is and what you're hoping you can do and get this over here. And then when the planning person, that's where I come in. That's one of the things that I do. The planning comes in is where we sit down and we start to say, okay, how are you going to do this? How are you going to get this customer in that? How are you going to communicate your message? How are you going to mix it? Blah, blah, blah. We try to start to go through it. And what are you going to say? And how are you going to say it? How are you going to pay for it? Because when you get ready to go out there and start talking to people and trying to make things happen so that your dreams, your visions, your plan for prosperity can happen, you got to have some things in place. So that means, and you're almost all, I can't think of a time when you can just jump out and start doing something without having to put invest some money and time into it in the up front. The more money you have, the least money you have, the more time you're going to have to invest. The longer the road is going to be. So the planning may be different depending on how much money you have right now to invest in whatever it is versus, I don't have money. So now it's going to take time. You might have to learn some new stuff because you can't pay people to do things that have to be done so that when you step out and try to make these dreams come to life, you are ready for them. It's not just talk.